Hello ladies and gentlemen, and as promised, I am going to show you guys a couple of mods that I found on the game that I actually kind of liked. Now, one of them, actually, I think maybe two of them, it doesn't matter what character you are, you can go ahead and use them. They offer, they give you new things that you can build. Now, I'm going to have to double check and find where the one is. Probably here in a little bit. I can't really remember exactly where it is. It's a lunchbox though, and it's there it is right there, the lunchbox. It's actually a really nice item. we're gonna look at that one next. I had to make sure that I knew where it was. Okay, so the first item that we're gonna show is the Storm Cellar. Now the Storm Cellar is an interesting little mod, which is basically just a really big chest, because people are getting annoyed with the idea that you're gonna have to make like dozens of chests and shove them all over the place, and just kind of hard to remember what you've put in each one. So to combat that, you can make a Storm Cellar. Now the Storm Cellar is just a big old chest with 80 inventory slots in it. One of the things though that I was told is don't try to left click things, because sometimes if you left click things to put them in, it simply won't work and the things will disappear. That hasn't actually happened to me at all since I've messed around with it, but it is one of the things that I was warned about. The dude said that that your stuff could potentially disappear, and it would be a horrible loss if you were just shoving things in there without looking, and then your stuff just disappeared, and you were like, "Whoa, where the hell is all my stuff?" So it's something to be aware of. It can happen. You can lose it when you're shoving things in there. But as far as utilities, as far as the utility mod goes, this is really nice. It's just a really simple, straightforward mod that just gives you a really a huge-ass treasure chest. And that's it. Now, it's an expensive recipe. It costs 20 cut stone, 1 golden shovel, and 20 wooden flooring. So it's a shit ton of wood. Let's see how much wood it is exactly. I did calculate it out, but I've lost a little piece of paper that I had the calculations down on. So you need 4 boards to create... no, you need 4 logs to create a board. And you need 1 board to create 1 wooden flooring. So they translate over pretty easily. But that is 80 logs. You need 80 logs to create the Storm Cellar. And I believe cut stone you need, what, is it 3? Yeah, so you need, I think 60, you need 60 rocks in order to do that. And of course you need enough gold to create the Regal Shovel, which the Regal Shovel costs, what, 2 gold and 4 sticks. So it's pretty hefty expense-wise. But for 80 slots, it's pretty damn nice. It's as much as, it's a little less than 10 chests. It's 9 chests. If you made 9 chests, you would have 1 more inventory slot. And of course, this is 5 chests right here. So imagine another 4, like another 2 right there, 1 there, 1 in the center. So it's just something to speed things up, and to save on space. So you can just have like 1 of these or 2 of these, and then you can just arrange things as you desire. You know, you can put all your food stuff on top. You can put other things down here. Now, I don't believe it acts as a refrigerator at all. It's just a treasure chest. It is a Storm Cellar. It does not keep items cold by any stretch of the imagination. However, that brings us to our next item, which is in the food tab, the Lunchbox. Now, the Lunchbox takes 10 beefalo wool, 3 gears, and 2 blue gems. Now, give me 1 second to gather the resources. Boom, they're already here. It's like magic, isn't it? And then you need like an alchemy engine or something. I think it's actually available from the very beginning of the game. So this just adds the recipe into the slot, so you can just make it whenever you want. You don't even need to prototype it. I haven't built one in this world, and boom, I already have one. So boom, you make yourself a little lunchbox, and then what it does is the lunchbox works over time. It gives you 4 extra slots, and it is for food. And it is a mobile refrigerator. Now this was inspired. Now as you put food in it, it'll start to go down. So it's not something that lasts forever. However, I believe it only works when you're putting things in and taking stuff out. So if you keep it closed, it lasts a lot longer. If you're not messing around with it, then it lasts a whole lot longer. But the idea is that you keep it cold, and then you shove your food into it, and it tries to keep the food nice and fresh for you. It's really good for people that are trying to go into the caves and do stuff in there. Oop, let me go ahead and take that back out. So it's actually a really good item. If you want to go cave exploring, this is the thing to do it with. Because it'll absolutely let you keep large portions of food, and you won't have to worry about them spoiling at all. So you can keep meats, you can keep ham, things like that, and they'll last a lot longer. Also, it's nice to just have extra food in here without it actually taking an inventory slot. That's the big deal as far as I'm concerned. However, it is kind of expensive because gears are fairly hard to find, and it takes, what, 3 of them? Yeah, it takes 3 of them. Now the wool, the beefalo wool, that's not a problem. Blue gems, also not a problem. But the gears are an issue. 3 of them is mighty expensive, depending on who you are. For instance, if you're WX78, you're probably not going to want to use this, because the gears are much more valuable if you use them to level yourself up. Upgrades are far more important to WX8 than having cold food, because WX8 doesn't give a shit about cold food. He can eat it completely spoiled. As long as the food isn't rotten, as long as it hasn't turned into rot, he doesn't care. So, but for people like Wolfgang who are incredibly dependent on food, it's a really good item to have, because it's just a small refrigerator that you can keep in your inventory. So it's fantastic. And I believe that brings us to our next item, which I'm actually going to have to switch over and show you a different character, one that everyone knows and loves. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce unto you Wilson, everyone's favorite mad scientist genius. Now here we can see Wilson. He has very proudly started himself a new world and immediately found 2 mandrakes. Something like this requires a good smoke in celebration. So we'll take this out. Now it's weird because this thing is obviously a fancy pipe. Now the way the fancy pipe works is you can make it from the very beginning. It's in the dress tab right down here. Fancy pipe, 1 cut grass and 2 twigs. So it's a very inexpensive recipe, and it's incredibly good because it trades hunger for sanity. So when you smoke, you gain a little bit of sanity, and you lose a little bit of hunger. And there's actually a 3rd mandrake. Holy crap, I've heard that 3 is the maximum that spawns in any one world, and I found all 3 of them at the very beginning. That's pretty amazing. That should be a mod. All 3 mandrakes always spawn right fucking next to you. So it's a mod that's available at the very beginning of the game. It's pretty fun, to be honest. It seems a little stupidly powerful, because you're just exchanging hunger. Look at that guy. Look at that clockwork bishop. He's just hanging out. There's another mandrake. What is going on with these mandrake? Oh, look over here. It's an evil flower. I'll pick it up. There. Now you guys can see some of the stuff that's going on. Oh, there's another evil flower. Let's pick that one up. And there's a clockwork rook. Why are there so many crazy ass monsters all over the damn place? Wow. And there he goes. And he's off. There's another fucking mandrake. Go away, Rook. No one likes you. So here we have, we're down to 67 hunger. We have 10, there we go. Wow, there's a lot of these guys just all over the damn place. I was actually messing around with, if anyone hasn't guessed yet, I was messing around with the New World presets because I created Wilson specifically just to show you guys off this mod. But right now we've got his sanity down to 185. He's down to 62 hunger. We go ahead and we smoke. My hunger is down to 61, and it's now at 184 sanity. And it doesn't seem to be working right now. What it allows is it's a quick trade-off. However, it doesn't seem to be working. See, it'll do a real quick trade-off where you'll gain a decent amount of sanity, but you'll lose quite a bit of hunger. Now, that is the real big trade-off concerning this. And oh my god, if this guy doesn't shut his stupid mouth. Here. Well, he doesn't care. But that's the big trade-off, is that it takes up quite a bit of hunger for the fancy pipe. Apparently, though, it never runs out. It has a percentage on it, but it doesn't actually get affected. It also apparently doesn't always recover your sanity. I'm assuming that it has to work a little while. I'm trying to get away from this guy because he's annoying as shit. Or maybe you have to be missing a specific amount of sanity before it'll actually kick in and allow you to use it. I'm not entirely sure. I do know that when it does work, it recovers a generous portion of your sanity. Let's see if he goes after this. Oh, good. Thank you. That was helpful. Go away. So in this world, now filled to the brim with mandrakes. 172. Let's go ahead and play the pipe. No. And there it worked. So I don't know. I assume it must be one of those. It's probably a bug in the mod, so it does eventually work. It takes a little bit of time. Maybe you have to sit there without interrupting it whatsoever. But he uses it basically in the exact same way as the Beefalo horn. It even makes the same down sound. And I'm not sticking around here. I am done with this. So that is 3 mods that I've been able to show to you guys. The Storm Cellar, which is available on the Steam store. All of these are available on the Steam store. The Storm Cellar is an Afro 1967, a 1967's workshop. And he also brings you the Storm Cellar and the Lunchbox. So all of them can be found with Afro 1967 in his collection on the Steam Workshop. Check it out. One more thing before I forget. The Lunchbox actually takes fuel, which you can fuel with light bulbs. As well, which does cut down on the expense, because when you use those 3 gears, the Lunchbox does last forever. So it is infinite, but you have to refuel it over time with the same types of things that you use to refuel lanterns and your headlight and things of that nature. So you can't like shove a log in it like it's a fire, but you can use, I believe, Slurper slime and light bulbs. Also, I don't know if this is intentional or not, but when I was in the caves, like testing it out and just seeing what was up with it, the bunny men didn't attack me even though I had meat in the lunchbox. So I'm assuming that it works kind of like a chest or kind of like Chester. So they will not attack you if you have your meat inside of the lunchbox, which is actually pretty great. So these are 3 great little mods you may want to check out. They're on the Steam Workshop. Like I said, Afro 1967. Go and check them out. I'm going to bring you guys some more mods soon as I can find some damn mods that are not out of date. I swear, there's a ton of these mods that are just straight up on the workshop, but they're out of date already, which is a real shame. But I'll find you some more. I had a lot more mods that I was going to show you guys. But I'll find some more. I'm going to keep looking for some cool stuff. But till next time, guys, this is Sage. And as always, peace!